This is my mise en place for Russian black bread. I will put the ingredients down in the description. I'm using a KitchenAid mixer to mix this, and I like to add the liquid ingredients first when doing a bread dough like this. This is called the straight method again, where everything is just put into the bowl. There's no sponge that is made. But if I put the flour in first, on a KitchenAid, there's that little bump in the bottom, and it tends not to meet up well with the hook, and you end up with unmixed flour at the bottom. So I always start with the liquid ingredients down first. And I'm adding all but 120 grams, or about a cup, of the bread flour. There's 300 grams total, and I'm adding all but about a cup of it. Getting it all mixing, and here's a problem with my newness, my rookie video skills. You can't see down into the bowl, and I apologize for that. It showed up when I was doing the video, but not when I moved it into the editing program. Sorry about that. So I'm mixing until it's combined. This is called the pickup stage, and it's picking up all of the ingredients off of the bowl. That takes just a couple of minutes to do. Once that's done, I have a very wet battery. It's like batter instead of dough. And so to that, I will finish adding the rest of the flour. You can see it on the spatula maybe here that it's just a very, very wet batter. It's not dripping off of the spatula, but it's very, you wouldn't want to handle it. So then I add in the rest of the flour, and again, you're not going to be able to see down into the bowl, which I really apologize for. Just trust me. At this point, I scraped down the bowl, added the flour, and I started mixing, and I kneaded it for 7 minutes. And so now I'll show you the consistency of that dough. It's sticky, which makes me think that it would be hard to hand knead the dough without adding too much flour, causing your bread to be dry. And it's really a lovely moist bread. So I'm going to cover it and let it rest for an hour. After an hour, I'm going to shape it and put it into the pan. And so you can watch the shaping process here. This is just what I do. I could have put down flour, and I had flour there, but I chose not to incorporate any more flour. And it worked. It did stick on the counter just a little bit, as you'll see, but it was manageable. And I was able to get a nice smooth shape out of it. So I just fold it over about a third of the way, and then back up on top about a third of the way, pinching it down, roll it over, and I try and create some tension to get a smooth log that is about the length of my pan. And then I just lift it, put it into the pan, seam side down, and that's it. I'm going to cover it, and I left it for 90 minutes. They say an hour to 90 minutes, and I did 90 minutes. After that time, it's at least doubled in size, and I sprayed the top with a little bit of water, and then I'm going to take the medium rye flour, and I'm sprinkling it over, but about halfway through, I decide this would be better if I used a small sifting tool and sifted the flour over the top. So that's what I chose to do. And then I have a lom, which is just a razor blade that I'm scoring the top with. And that's it. It's ready to go into the oven. So a little bit of water, the rye flour, and then score it. I baked it at 375 for 35 minutes till it was about 205 internal temperature. Here's a picture of it, and as much as you want to cut into it, do not cut into it until it's had time to cool. There is carryover baking that happens. So I just cut off a little end piece, and oh my gosh, it is amazing. I hope you'll try this recipe. I really am happy with how it turned out.